Hello and welcome to our new video in which we will be discussing the top 10 symbiotic aliens and entities from the DC universe in detail. With an array of multi-dimensional characters, some stand out with their distinctive features and capabilities. The DC universe teems with such extraterrestrial elements that have frequently posed a threat to life on Earth, whether it's the Staro spores that emit spores that can get attached to hosts and then act as Staro's minions, or the Sinestro Rings that grants its wearer the ability to create anything as long as they provide the ring with great fear, or it is a parasitic villain like Black Mercy that create unreal realities for its victim while keeping them paralyzed. Each of the aliens and entities that we're going to discuss has lethal consequences. So let's get started and explore some of these powerful beings. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us it means a lot. Thank you, and let's begin. The Reach Scarab Kajida. Also known as the Blue Beetle Scarab, the Reach Scarab Kajida is a scarab that acts as a living weapon. It formed a bond with Jaime Reyes, the third Blue Beetle. The scarabs were designed by the alien civilization known as the Reach in order to help them conquer planets after the alien race entered a treaty with the Green Lantern Corps. That prohibited them from their further conquests, so the Reach made the scarabs so that they may abuse the treaty's loophole. It was planned that the scarabs would be left in the uninhabited world, and once the place acquired the needed technological advancement, they would reactivate and bond with the native life forms, thus enabling the Reach to continue its conquests. One such scarab was left on Earth, but it did not activate as planned and rather gained magical properties. Therefore, the archaeologist Dan Garrett discovered it. He gained the name and powers of the Blue Beetle, but did not transform into a medium for the Reach infiltration. Instead, the scarab made Garrett extremely powerful with the ability to fly as well as to create lightning by crying the word Kajida out loud. The scarab was then passed on to the second Blue Beetle, Ted Cord, who did not get a chance to utilize its powers. When it went to the third Blue Beetle, Jaime Reyes, the scarab attached itself to Jaime's spine. Even though Jaime served as a host, Jaime's personality was not infiltrated with the Reach's programming, even when it gifted Jaime with many superpowers. Staro or Staro Spores. A villainous extraterrestrial being, Staro or the Staro Spores made its debut in The Brave and the Bold, number 28, March 1960. It is depicted as an enormous starfish-shaped creature that floated in outer space, spending its time staring at the stars. After it was discovered by American astronauts in 1990, its life took a horrific turn as it was captured and brought to Earth. The US government planned to conduct experiments on it, and Staro thus became the subject of Project Starfish in Jotunheim under geneticist Gaius Greaves. It was extremely assaulted by Gaius Greaves under the cover of science and experimentation, which is evident in one of its statements. "Have you come to save me from that madman? 30 years he's kept me here, tortured me, had his way with me." Staro possesses a number of powers such as superhuman strength, psionic abilities, spore generation, adaptation, and mind control. With its gigantic size, it is capable of enduring assaults that would easily destroy a human. Staro creates spores as a defense mechanism during attacks. The spores gets attached to the enemy's bodies, and their minds can then be controlled by Staro, making them serve as hosts. It was ultimately defeated by an army of rats, and in the moments nearing his death, he stated, "I was happy, floating, staring at the stars." Blight. Another DC animated universe villain, Blight killed Terry McGinnis's father, and that paved the way for the rivalry of the duo. During a fight, Batman exposes him to nerve gas by mistake, and that turns Blight into a living nuclear threat. The treatment for the accident was radiation, after which Blight earned villainous tendencies. After finding a temporary cure to go outside with secondary skin, he decided to look for a permanent solution to the problem. He decided to clone his body before the incident, but the plan backfired. The exposure to radiation made him capable of using radiation to create blasts, a talent that only grew with time. Initially, he was able to only generate beams, but he gradually started manipulating radiations to procure a wide variety of blasts. Sinestro Rings. After supervillain Sinestro figured out that the Green Lantern rings were powerless in front of anything yellow-colored, he decided to exploit his knowledge against the Green Lanterns. So he passed on this information to the weaponers of Quard, who had been working on a similar kind of weapon for several years. Then they developed the Yellow Power Ring that were designed to create yellow energy. Later on, Sinestro founded the Sinestro Corps, and these rings, also known as Sinestro Rings, were provided to all all its associates. The rings source yellow energy from a power battery connected to the Yellow Lantern central power battery on Quard. The energy is discharged in the form of yellow light and has the capacity to manipulate a number of phenomena, such as electromagnetic energies. They can also be used to project strong blasts of yellow energy, while the ring bearer can also create beams of force aiming at the enemy. Another interesting ability that comes with the rings is the ability to materialize anything that can be imagined by the ring bearer as long as they have mastered fear. The greater the fear, the better the construct developed. In addition to that, the items created by the method are empowered by the wearer's mastery of fear and can be destroyed if the fear ends as they feed on it. Many consider the rings as one of the most powerful weapons in the known universe. They also enable the wearer powers such as invisibility, creating a clone, a powerful universal translation system, time travel, superhuman speed, the ability to pass through many solid objects, limited capacity to regenerate, and much more. Black Mercy, making its debut appearance in Superman Annual number 11, September 1985. Black Mercy has been described as a plant-like extraterrestrial parasite that renders its host in a state of coma while creating a dream of their perfect world. The host remains paralyzed as they witness their fictional world. Black Mercy cannot be physically harmed, and any attack on the parasite would instead hurt its victim. For example, if someone attempts to kill the parasite, the host will also die in the process. The only way to get rid of Black Mercy is if the host rejects the dream and hence falls out of the trap. It was revealed that it wasn't originally a villain and was in fact created by Green Lantern Mother Mercy in order to comfort the dying and ailing ones. According to Clark Kent, the Black Mercy is a parasitic alien flora. It paralyzes its victim, feeds off psychic energy created by inducing it, calling it in a dream state, and is wrong. It is actually a reality. Black Mercy can easily attach itself to any other life form and create a dream of their perfect world while keeping the host paralyzed. The power of dream imprisonment makes Black Mercy one of the toughest enemies to defeat, as even Kryptonian powers fall short in front of the parasite. This also suggests the superhuman strength that Black Mercy possesses. It can even kill someone as strong as a Kryptonian if someone tries to physically remove it from its host. Symbeasts. They are alien parasites that use their host to take any form or transform into a weapon. One of the host's command, they are also capable of projecting themselves onto enemies. Apparently, these tiny otherworldly creatures landed on Earth for unknown reasons, and it was a Puerto Rican woman named Pamela who became their host. This event gave Pamela the ability to instruct Symbeasts to take the shape of anything of her choice or make themselves a threat to the enemies by detaching themselves from her and making an assault on the rivals. The creature first appeared in Action Comics number 775, March 2001, and its powers include biofission, regeneration, poisonous touch or acid attack, and others. Symbeasts can easily multiply in numbers and can also repair themselves via regeneration. Another deadly feature of the parasites is their acid attack. They can act like acid and make their opponents degenerate completely. They can also create a telepathic link with others to read minds or communicate. White Martians. The alien race native to Mars, it was previously believed that white Martians were a different race from green Martians. However, it was later discovered that they both originated as a singular race called the Burning and later divulged into two different categories. While white Martians were ruthless savages, green Martians were known for their philosophical bend. These beings are extremely powerful and have shape-shifting abilities as well as can travel through solids. They can easily take up any size or shape to suit their needs, and can also become invisible. One of the few races to match Kryptonians in terms of raw strength. They possess superhuman strength and stamina. They are capable of regeneration and also draw mass from any available source. The race also has the ability to manipulate its enemies by controlling their minds or by creating illusions. Emerald Eye of Acron. When the Guardians of the Universe created Acron, a member of the Green Lantern Corps, the eye was created as one of his eyes. After Acron lost one of his eyes, it was used by others for its prominent powers. It had powers equivalent to that of the Green Lantern Power Ring, and that it made its possessor one of the most powerful entities in the universe. The owner of the Emerald Eye of Acron gains multiple superhuman tendencies such as intense durability and strength, the ability to fly, energy projection, the power to survive in very extreme conditions, and creating illusions. Durlands. Durlands is a race of alien shape-shifting beings that first appeared in Action Comics number 267, August 1960. They suffered great loss following a 6-minute war which destroyed their technological advancements as well as robbed them of their ability to remember their original shape. The radioactive war proved lethal for Durlands, but they managed to survive due to their aforementioned shape-shifting powers. Since then, they lived a secluded life for a significant amount of time and were highly mistrusted by other extraterrestrial beings, mainly due to their shape-shifting nature. They participated in Earth's invasion by dominators and posed as the leaders of Cuba, using their shape-shifting talents in order for a fortress to be built there to house a teleportation device that would help in the invasion. The device was intended to be used to transport weapons and the army to Earth. Durlands can take the form of anything, regardless of its shape and size, for as long as they desire. Moreover, they have the capability to mimic the form that they have imitated. They can even produce limited sounds of that particular creature. In addition to that, this ability isn't limited to living beings, and they are also capable of imitating other scientifically altered creatures. Another power of the Durlands is their scanning ability, with which they completely record the exact details of any object or person, and then they use this information whenever they want to imitate that particular object or person. Gildisban. Regarded as one of the most malicious alien races, Gildisban made its first appearance in Adventure Comics number 293, February 1962. It consists of slug-like members and has been credited as the oldest and most powerful aquatic race in the universe. They're known for their organizational skills and are considered as the mediators of the universe. Gildisban lacks an interest in the oxygen-breathing life forms. The race joined forces with the alliances of races in the late 20th century to destroy the Earth because it was seen as a threat. They established their work base in Earth's ocean, but were defeated by Aquaman's force. Gildisban's powers include their mind-reading and manipulating talents as well as telekinesis, which refers to the ability to move objects using mental energy. Marvelous verdict. One thing that is certain with a demonstration of these alien characters is that even after the creators of the DC Universe have utilized a wide variety of possibilities, there are still a lot more that lay unexplored in the fictionalized outer space. Every time a villainous character is introduced that leeches on the hosts to survive or utilize its own powers to its full potential, it allows the fans to explore greater realms of possibilities. If you like the content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.